How to knit 2 color brioche for Loopy Mango 2 color brioche scarf. So you can see this is a very beautiful pattern, and in this video you will learn how to knit this. We'll do the demonstration using thicker yarn. In this case, this is merino number 5 on size 19 needle, but the actual scarf is knitted using merino worsted yarn. Cast on even number of stitches or just follow your pattern. You will be using yarns from 2 balls of yarn in different colors. So this is color number 1, C1. First, we're going to do the foundation row. So follow the pattern. See how here we're doing a knit stitch without putting the yarn in the back. This is done on purpose. So see, normally to do a knit stitch, you would put the yarn in the back, but not for this pattern. So the yarn stays in front and we're doing a knit stitch. Yarn over, slip, knit, yarn over, slip purlwise, and knit the last stitch in the row. So when we do row number 1, so next 2 rows are going to be purl rows, followed by 2 knit rows. So it's a 4-row pattern. So for row number 1, we don't turn the work. Instead, you slide it to your other needle. So from here, we're going to knit row number 1. Row number 1 and row number 2 are both purl rows. At this point, we want to attach the second color, C2. You can tie it into a knot, and when you're done with your project, you can weave in the ends and clean up. So row 1, we knit with color number 2. So knit 1, yarn over, slip purlwise, and now we are going to do a yarn over and purl 2 stitches together. Slip 1, yarn over, purl 2 stitches together, and just repeat until end of the row until you have 1 stitch remaining. Yarn over, purl 2 together. See, you can kind of see the pattern. Slip, yarn over, purl 2 stitches together. The last stitch we're going to knit, but notice something we're going to do different. YB means you're going to put the yarn in the back and then knit. So row number 2, we are going to turn the work. And it's easy to tell whenever you have both strands of yarn in both colors at the end, it's kind of an indication that you have to turn the work. So you're putting color number 2 in the back, and here, row number 2, we are working color 1. You can see that the pattern for row 1 and row 2 is exactly the same. The only difference is that you are working with a different color. So exactly the same. Purl 2 together, slip, yarn over, purl 2 together, slip, yarn over, purl 2 together, and here again, same as row number 1, we have YB. Yarn goes in the back, and then you knit the last stitch. So we just knitted the purl rows. Row number 1 and 2 are purl rows. Now you see, okay, there's only one strand of yarn, so we do not turn. Instead, we slide the work. So now, next 2 rows are called knit rows. Pattern is the same for both of them, slightly different from purl rows, so just read your pattern. We always start with a knit stitch. So these are knit rows. We're going to knit 2 together. Knit 2 together, yarn over, slip, and just repeat. Knit 2 together, yarn over, slip, and keep going. Knit 2 together, yarn over, slip, knit 2 together, yarn over, slip. Okay, so here there's no YB in the pattern, right? You can see in the pattern there's no YB. So we do not put the yarn in the back, and we do a knit stitch without putting the yarn in the back. We just finished row number 3. You have the 2 strands on the same side, which means we do turn the work. And the last row in this sequence, row number 4, is exactly the same as row number 3, except we are knitting with color number 1. So start the row with a regular knit stitch, then knit 2 together, yarn over, slip, knit 2 together, yarn over, slip, knit 2 together, yarn over, slip. It helps to kind of repeat these steps out loud until you get used to it. Knit 2 together, yarn over, slip. Here again, there's no YB, which means the yarn stays in front, and we're doing a knit stitch. And that's it. So now you just keep repeating these 4 steps until you're ready to cast off. So, and here you can see the beginning of the brioche pattern. And this is what it would look like with merino worsted yarn. It's a really fun stitch to do once you get used to it, so just practice. And don't forget, when you start to repeat the sequence, just always make sure when you only have one strand of yarn, you always, that's a sign that you have to slide and do not turn.